Stay tuned, my corners, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time, Big Mac got on the field, and we finally got to see what it could do, and I am overall relatively pleased with the results of the initial testing that we ended up doing. Big Mac showed up, blew up a couple of mechs, and basically in one salvo of shooting. His ER large lasers are about as toasty as I had kind of worried, but he can actually sink a lot of heat so long as he's only firing the single sniper cannon, which has proven to be pretty useful. There are alternative ammo types that I'd like to get my hands on, specifically ones like the Shapes Charge, which sort of increase the damage but decrease the actual area of effect. I think that if we kind of get that working a little bit better, we might have a little bit more luck, but we're going to have to see in the near future. Okay, so we have one day before the end of the month. The Kraken is currently sitting on my doorstep with me, vacillating back and forth for a long time trying to figure out exactly how I want to build it, but I still need parts. And, well, if we fight for Tortuga will bundle things for us, and if we fight for the planetary government, they won't. So, with that in mind, interrupted exercise. We have intel that Draconis Conbane is conducting military exercises on this backwater world. There is an opportunity to covertly advance Tortugan interests in this region. We need a deniable force to intercept their drills and provide them with some live fire exercises. We believe that this primary lance of mechs and a supporting lance of vehicles, only the mechs are important, but if possible, eliminate the vehicles would be valuable as well. This will be 3 or 13 priority salvage, but with bundling, so we have to keep that in mind. 347,600 C-bills and 3 skulls, so let's kick some butt and take some names. Alright, dropping in, unfortunately, on the water map, which I absolutely despise because of the way in which it, well, forces us to walk through water before we get to the enemy, but it does look like the enemy is going to be clustered way off in the distance, so as long as we cross this little river right here, we'll actually have a fairly nice position as a firing line right on up here. Then we can sort of come down over here, sort of attack them up close should the need arise. If, you know, for example, we're attempting to capture a mech. 3 skulls is a little bit light for the sorts of mechs that we're looking for. However, I'm mostly in the market right now for certain pieces of equipment. Perhaps if we happen to run into clan arrows, but I kind of don't think that's gonna happen. Just based purely on the sort of opposition I expect we'll actually run into. But yeah, clan arrows would be just a godsend, because there are things that I would do with them, mainly turn another mech into a massive artillery foundation. I am actually intending to bring even more artillery to the table if I can manage it, so I just need to sort of continue to build up the force, as it were. So Big Mac being, of course, the first step in that. Actually, I suppose when you pause to think about it, the very first step of that was the Griffin we had with a single arrow for a launcher, which proved to be fairly good at what it did. We ended up sort of moving on past it and decided, oh, we don't need this thing anymore. But as the enemy artillery forces continue to grow in the higher level difficulties, that has proven to be false. The next step of that really kind of did become the Thanatos then, because the Thanatos, even though it doesn't carry an indirect fire artillery weapon, is still at the end of the day equipped with a direct fire artillery weapon in the silver bullet Gauss rifle, so pretty decent actually for that. The trouble is the damage is kind of low, and I'm not really sold on the gun itself. The more I use it, the sort of less impressed I am, and the more I think that, well, maybe I could cram, say, a thumper or another sniper artillery cannon onto it. So we're kind of looking at that. We have a ton of sniper ammunition, like 7 more tons or something like that left. So we're not exactly hurting when it comes to particularly that market. So if we can sort of continue to push in that direction, we may end up just giving the Thanatos a second artillery gun, which may actually be exactly what we need. Alright, the enemy actually is occupying the heights above us, which is not ideal. High explosives in the Ripper, so light PPC on the Nightshade is ignorable. A Warrior, that's not bad, and that needs to die. That's a Nidhogg gunship, and the Nidhogg gunship needs to disappear. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna shovel all the missiles I can into it. It's not gonna do anything, let's be honest with ourselves, but I might be able to get him to eat up some of his point defense. Oh wow, 2 of the missiles actually got through. That's actually really good for us. Let's see if we can't rush on in. Doesn't look like, yeah, we're not going to have a direct line of sight on the targets, unfortunately. We're going to have to wait a little bit for that one, because it does look like we don't actually see them. However, we can actually bombard them, because even though you can't fire an artillery gun directly at, well, can you fire directly at aircraft? I think, oh yes, you can. You absolutely can, because we used to use the arrow to intercept aerial targets all the time. So yeah, we'll probably send a shell off in their direction, assuming we manage to beat them, which if they're not moving, we might actually manage to beat them. Nightshade on the move, but we don't care about the Nightshade. Really, it's the Nidhogg gunship, and then after the Nidhogg gunship, it's actually for once the Ripper. Rippers are incredibly fast. Normally Rippers are with 2 medium lasers, but this one is equipped with a small pulse as well as a high explosive bomb, which is proven to be, well, it's not an experience that you want to take too often. So the Ripper coming on into range. Unfortunately, we moved the Rancadar. The Rancadar is kind of the perfect mech to sort of, well, annihilate anything it actually sees. So I do have a line of sight on the Nightshade, so we will take that. 52% accuracy, sure, why not? Let's just shovel a whole bunch of heavy MRMs into the target, and that seems to do the job just perfectly. Say 40 heavy MRMs, this is the way to go. This was the upgrade this mech needed. It's not ideal, obviously, just from a thematic perspective. You kind of want to put like a big gun in the side torso. Basically, and Orion's a bit of a mini Atlas, in my opinion. But yes, I'm not necessarily wedded to that. Show me the Nidhogg. Thank you. He's got his numbness PPZ unidentified and a whole ton of rockets. So we're gonna see if we can't actually get a hit. Can I not fire at an air target? Apparently not. Well, that's okay, because I'm going to fire at him anyway. Lock this down, and incoming.
Firing on target.
Bubble. Wasn't as good as I was kind of hoping for, but looks like gun artillery can't actually direct fire, or can't indirect fire targets, which is a little disappointing, because I know arrows can. So maybe a direct fire shot will actually be the thing. Although I think he's preparing to just unload all of his rocket bombs on somebody, so we're about to suffer a little bit. Yeah, the current Kraken that we're looking at is the one that we showed in the last episode. That's kind of the thing that I think I'm starting to lean into. It has decent-ish range for that fire support mission. We've seen how effective twin heavy MRMs are, even in the 30 caliber. And when we moved up to the 40 caliber, I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point, and how much potential firepower we have at the table with that one. So heavy MRM. And a clan Gauss rifle in the torso. We can't put on 2 turrets, unfortunately, and won't have an XL engine, which would actually bring down the cost hugely, which is actually a really good thing that I'm kind of leaning very much in favor of, because if I can bring down costs in constructing this mech, this would be awesome. We can get 11 tons back should we go for an XL engine, and we'd probably have to swap out a couple of other pieces of equipment, but the 3 ER large lasers, I believe it was, or it might be 4. Maybe, yeah, 4 ER large lasers, a double heatsink, 2 MRM 30s heavies, and a Clan Gauss rifle. Was kind of the direction we were looking at. That'll give the mech some long-range fire support capabilities with the twin heavy MRMs and the Gauss rifle, and not completely ignore it. I mean, the ER medium lasers would be a solid backup, sort of as a long-range blinking device. I suppose normal medium lasers would be way more heat efficient. There you go. See, finally decided to shoot. He was thinking about it. He wasn't sure. Whew, that was pretty much everything I was expecting it to be. Unsteady, lost his evasion. How bad was the hit? Pretty rough, actually. Could have been way worse, but that was pretty gosh darn rough. We're just gonna jump on in here. Hi. I know I don't have much of an opportunity to actually hit you. Oh wow, that artillery shell really took a number out of you. You literally have no top armor? Or is it like one hit? I'm gonna shoot at you, because why not? Did we connect on that? Maybe we may have connected on that with one of them. I wasn't really clear, and the combat log is not in this current version of the game. Jamming going down, preparing on phase 15. I think actually that's everybody I've got, so we just have to sit back, throw your hands behind your head, relax, and just wait for the enemy to cycle through their entire company, which, you know, incoming artillery may very well be a thing. We got spotted out, unfortunately, by the VTOLs, which I wasn't quite expecting, if I'm completely honest. I was expecting to be able to basically take this ridge without any concern whatsoever, but that clearly is not going to happen. We are fighting on parity. I mean, it's going to be a 4-on-4 basically battle here, which I suppose I could have brought in fewer forces, which may have been a better idea just from a drop cost perspective. Your catapult is in trouble. Vigilance, because we're not on top of we're not at the point where we have the bonus shot for getting your resolve to 50%. So I'm okay with that. I mean, that's not a huge deal. Can I get a direct line of sight on the bloody target? Wow, some of these are really awkward lines of sight here. Not quite sure why he's so hard to see. 32%. You do have some sort of point defense system, but you know what? I have a lot of missiles, even though it's only 35%. So 40 missiles into the target. None of them actually managed to connect. Kind of probably should have expected that, but I had the briefest of hopes. I'm going to rush right in here, give myself a little bit of protection, but also be highly offensive. Actually going to kill the Ripper with you. I will Warlord it because I don't anticipate I'm going to run into the enemy within 4 turns. There we go. Completely ripping the Ripper out of the sky. So an AC-20 shell to the face of a VTOL. Probably not exactly the healthiest thing for the VTOL in the world. How about if you just stood still? You have no target. Okay, we can work with that. We can resolve that problem. Yeah, fire everything. Probably should have warlorded for a little bit of accuracy, but I don't think that would have improved my odds too much. I'm actually really surprised at how low the Nidhogg is on its initiative. 16? That's incredibly low for a Nidhogg. I'm going to lay down a sensor lock on top of him, see if I can't improve my odds of hitting him just a little bit. He's incredibly evasive for many reasons. VTOLs are just hard to hit, but that brought me out to 52, so let's flood him with 40 misses. People were concerned about AMS. Yeah, we managed to get most of it through. Unfortunately, we critted his mag shot, which I didn't want to do, because I wanted to steal the mag shot. Do you have a shot just from here? You do not. But you have a shot if you move slightly to the side. You do. Yeah, slightly to the side, take aim. And sensor lock additional. May as well cap as much as I can onto it. Sensor lock. Bobbing down. He's so incredibly vulnerable. A single decent hit will probably rip him apart. Yeah, that went nowhere near the target. And by single shot, I mean, of course, several hits that were required. Shooting would be a 76. Shooting from here, what do you got? 71s? Yeah, take the 71s. Okay, shot him out of the sky. That was the solid shot that we had been hoping for. So Nidhogg has been taken care of, and that's a really important thing for us, because now that we have that under control, we don't have to worry about it. I'm going to fly bounce way over here. Yes, this does continue to stack up even more problems with my stability, but we can resolve them. The enemy hasn't actually shown up by this point, so we have them basically under control. Can you just chill them, please? No, the indirect fire mode does not work. Do I need to cycle this? No, he's just out of line of sight. Is it worth? It's worth it. Sprint on forward.
Let's move.
And continue to provide the long-range fire support barrage that we would always want. Click. Boop. Pop. Accuracy apparently missed by negative 15%. I'll work with that one. So just maintaining the artillery fire is the plan. And a Komodo, a 45-ton mech. Not all that worried about it just yet. I mean, it's only 45 tons, so what's it going to do to me? The Ragatar still doesn't have a line of sight and just going to continue to run across. We do need to sort of get up here. It has become a race for who can take the ridge first. Also, whoever has more artillery is probably going to have a bit of an advantage. Firestarter is zipping on forward. Probably could be on top of the target well before we wanted to, but we can work with that. So, Warrior now going to come forward. Once again, we moved the Ragatar sort of at the moment when he was now going to be able to basically be ignored. If I had reserved down to the vehicle levels, I'm just surprised I'm running into vehicle pilots who are actually moving at vehicle speeds normally. Because, I mean, VTOL pilots that we're kind of used to are just like 25, 28, 30. So, the fact that they're not doing that is actually making me feel really good about this. We'll probably actually be able to finish this mission and get another one done today if things sort of go well. So, that would be lovely. Or I could spend a half hour just to end up building a hatchet mount. That could be a thing too. A little bit of incoming fire, but doesn't look like any of that managed to connect, thankfully. The catapult, ooh, wow. Yeah, the catapult is so low on armor compared to what it should have. That's actually going to be at least a 2-day repair, probably longer. Rush on forward. What do we got? We have identified a flea. Okay, a harmless little flea. Komodo, which... Yeah, that's basically... Okay, then. Yeah, that's pretty much a Nova. Firestarter is Flamer AMS, and the flea is... Okay, I was only slightly worried that the flea might be equipped with something like a, something dangerous at close range. God, what's the word? Suspicious package, that's it. The suspicious cargo is, of course, a suicide bomb, and so there are fleas that are equipped with them that you kind of want to avoid, you know, running into. So luckily for us, no major protection needed to worry about that one. One of our heavy arms is jammed, which is unfortunate, and it has now unjammed, so it is no longer unfortunate. And if we actually manage to get a decent line of sight onto the target, we can probably beat the living crap out of a charger crossing the river quite nicely. I really like my fast assault. Oh, it's an 80-ton mech with a 480 fusion core. I love it so much. The only thing that I wish I could have done on it is supercharger and mask. Unfortunately, I think it's pretty much already maxed out with like equipment in general, so we're not going to be able to really get much more on that. Alright, indirect fire, 21%, 19%, 19%. We'll go for the 21%, because why not? And yeah, indirect fire. Up high.
I can't take much more of this.
Did I shoot somebody in the back?
Losing lots of armor. Reporting serious armor loss.
Must have shelled myself. let's keep that in mind. That was unfortunate. The Screamer is, of course, going to take a turn off. 1, to cool down, and 2, in order to get into a position where it's nice and stable. We'll also brace it up to be nice and protected. It's only 4 max left. I mean, this is going to be an easy cleanup. I mean, as I suppose the Komodo could just stunningly do amazing amounts of damage. It could. That many medium lasers, if it manages to drill on a single location, that's hitting us with like 2 AC-20s, at least. Because you gotta remember, each one is a 25, or, oh, actually no, that takes 5 of them now. And an urban mech in the background. That's 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, that is indeed 4. What kind of urban mech are we dealing with? Is this an urban mech that is worth stealing? Certain urban mechs are equipped with some truly amazing equipment. Continue to scout with the catapult. Probably need to look in to see if I can't manage to figure out how to cram in a heavy ferro onto that. Or not a heavy ferro, but a integrated laser AMS. That would be ideal. Give myself enough protection in order to, you know, give myself more protection. I'm already a little bit limited, although the mech is rather toasty, and I don't think I'd want to toast it much more. If I can change this so it has 4 MML-10s, that will actually improve it significantly. The weight will be the same, but the difference is that with 4 MML-10s, your temperature goes way, way down. Like, the temperature on MML-20s is leaps and bounds higher than the MML-10. And it's not properly scaled, so it becomes a little bit of an interesting problem. 48, 42, 42, 61. Hi.
Target confirmed.
Nailed him. Absolutely nailed him. That's beautiful. Okay, just start walking forward. Shed your evasion, get into some cover. That'll be the goal moving on. Okay, the Screamer. I want to hold the Screamer. I think the enemy will come in close to me and I will be able to utilize the Screamer's unique advantages. Although, the Screamer's best at death from above. Not super thrilled with death from above. Not gonna lie, I think death from above might be a bit of a mistake. One thing I could do is when I build up the Axeman is I could go for the partial lamb gear, or the partial wing system and the lamb engine. That might actually be sort of the way to move, because that would give me sort of the nimble maneuverability to get around the battlefield, which is kind of my concern. I like the fact that the Screamer can be basically anywhere I want it to be. What if I could put hatchets on the Screamer? Ooh, would it have the space for that? No, there's no way. No way to have enough space there. I'm going to have to look into that. If I can twin hatchet the Screamer, that would be hilarious. Okay, a little bit of motion going on. Showboat. And the Screamer can actually pop on down here. So you know what? I will actually pop in over here. That'll be putting her all on her own. I don't want to do that. Well, I do anticipate she'll be able to move first. Yeah, I just don't want to move her on her own. So I'm going to bounce in over here, keeping an eye on the target, but not placing ourselves in too much danger just yet. God, I need another lamb. I need at least 2 lambs, I think. And I'd like to actually rebuild the Screamer into the old version that I once had. That amazing death machine with the twin Snub-Nosed PPCs. That was just golden. It was the golden age of lambs. Hi, Flea. Bye, Flea. There's nothing special about you. I'm not saving you. The Komodo I'm going to try and save. The Komodo will have some interesting parts. Paradox in the Charger. Coming on forward. Decent shots here, actually. Let's take a look to see exactly what sort of urban mech we're getting involved with. Oh, it's all energy. Give him a pair of clusters. How are you not dead?
Take that.
I mean, I know how he's not dead, but I feel like the cluster mode on that on the boomsticks feels to be pretty anemic. So I'm wondering if that's just like a setting of the thing and it's like range based or what, because I kind of feel like I'm missing something whenever I'm trying to use it. Okay, Gaswolf, I need you to create, you know, direct lines of sight with multiple locations so that I can bring the Screamer on in for, you know, maximum damage. It'll be pretty hilarious just as soon as you give me the opportunity to kill people. Let's Warlord it up. So hi, little fire starter. Little zap, and there goes his legs.
Critical hit, Commander.
Kind of not worth bouncing on top of you. Oh, it's got an internal combustion engine. Jeez, it's a poor fire starter. Bounce on forward. I'm not going to bounce on top of it. Absolutely not. Not for an internal combustion engine fire starter. Blow off his leg if at all possible. Was not at all possible. Rakatar continued to cross the distance, but that's not too much trouble so far. And of course, Coach. Continuing also his steady strides on forward. And Finn will just sit back from here. Not the fire starter, not the Komodo, but in fact the urban mech. Can I sensor lock him? Am I in that range? Oh, I'm just outside of range. I could walk for it. Could also lay a shell on you, but there's friendlies nearby. So yeah, send that shell high. I'm not sure where it landed. Oh, it landed right there. Holy crap. Yeah, we'll just keep on walking forward. Next round, we'll be able to get a sensor lock on top of that urban mech, and he will explode. Assuming, of course, I don't see him. That is entirely possible as well. Unless, of course, you're like a risk one. No, you've got a PPC. Isn't this like the Lao one or something like that? So a PPC, 2 medium lasers and a small. There's nothing special there. Komodo shifting on forward. I think the Komodo might be an Omni. Lots of lasers. But you've activated my trap card. Oh, you decided to spread fire because you're an idiot. Well, if he had got the headshot, he wouldn't be an idiot, but that was not a headshot, I don't believe. That would make us so vulnerable to fire. All I need to do is just one good shell. PPC missing the charger because the charger is evasive +3 thanks to its massive fusion core. Oh, the fire starter standing up. You weren't supposed to do that. Get back down to the ground. I don't want to have to deal with you. He is going to shift to the side and flamethrowers. Focusing on the Gauss Wolf. Can't help but think that might be a bad idea for them to try. Like the Gauss Wolf, pretty solid mech, not gonna lie. The Komodo, yes. So you have a whole ton of medium lasers. What's in your center torso? You do have an XL engine and a double heatsink. Yeah, you're worth saving. Most of the rest of this is not, but you are in fact worth saving. So we will attempt to save you. Can I just shotgun you? The reason why I'm shotgunning is I want to see if I can't, kill his. I wanted to kill his engine without blowing up the center torso, but I don't think I pulled that one off. I think he maybe did. Mockingbird catapult. Can I get a line of sight? Come on, give me that line of sight that I need. That might do it. Target. Switch over to Infernos. King on the Warlord for the maximum heat control. Oh wow, yeah, you have a lot of point defense. 130 heat anyway. Good job. Okay, I can't afford to fire the shell this close. The enemy's too close. We have run into one of the problems with attempting to operate on this level. Sprint into his backline. Say hi. Surprise. Fire. And that's a mech shutdown. Komodo is no longer active. Coach in the Thanatos, probably not going to be able to see our target. No, he's not. That, of course, being the fire starter. So maybe I should... Nah, that still would have been too close. I mean, we're going to get hit if we attempt to shell it with the Gauss Wolf. That does, of course, however, put Howl in a nice position to, well, aim down at the Gauss Wolf. I don't think you're living. You're a primitive mech, so I don't really care about you. I mean, it was cute to try and blow off. You're like, oh, that was a Beagle probe. Okay, there was some equipment actually on there that was worth stealing. Okay, I must admit. Errors? Not really errors. Alright, last target. Let's just go light him on all the fire. Rakatar finally making it into the fight. Has not fired a weapon once, but did get shelled by friendly artillery. Only a little bit of shelling. Little bit of shelling. Nothing too seriously. You're on 14. Don't care. Brace.
What's up, Bob?
Howl, brace.
Hunkering down.
I need... Not coach. Brace. Nor even Death Crusade. What I do need is... Not even Jester.
Hunkering down.
Thank you, Mockingbird, finally. Jeez. That was a little ridiculous. Okay, we're going to stay, of course, in the front, so make sure that we do as little damage as possible. Inferno as Sarems. And light them up. 204 heat. Shoulder destroyed. So we have managed to get through that.
What can I do for you?
Now what you can do is basically stand still and shoot it, light him on fire. We got his shoulder without blowing through his head. That's rather interesting, actually. So double tap the lasers. Did that explode? Oh, pilot lethal. Whoops. Well, not whoops. That was actually kind of the plan. I was more than willing to let him leave the mech, but I'll take what I can get on this one. So that'll be all the Komodo parts. We'll probably bundle them and sell them, or XL engines. None of the equipment that I was kind of hoping for actually showed up on this one. So that's alright. The point was the bundling. The point was we'll be able to get a whole bunch of hit cheap. Yeah, we can get the entire Komodo without any problems at all. Light PPC, no. Mag shot cannon. 8 tons. I have one. I could get a second one. Snub-nosed PPC is always a good time. I've gotten 3 of them. I don't really need many more. You did bundle the XLs. I'm taking those so I can sell them. 3 Guardians. That's actually pretty impressive. Heavy Pharaoh. I've got 3. 3 SRM ammunition. Standard fusion cores, which I don't really need anymore. I do kind of need AMS. Oh, fire control system flak, of course. 225 radiant fusion. I don't really need it. C3 improved. 2.5 tons for all kinds of fun stuff. I don't think C3 actually works. 12 medium lasers all in one bundle. No, I'm going to grab the Komodo as part of a bundle. We'll hope that we roll randomly well. Hey, we got the entire Komodo. We'll build it, we'll strip it, and then we'll sell it. We did manage to get our hands on some double heat sinks, which we kind of needed. Not seriously, but we did. AoE rockets, which I could use for that melee build of the Atlas. Just throw on 2 of them. That'll be great. Small pulse plus, which I thought all plus weapons had been removed, but apparently not. And a light PPC. Yeah, the flat computer was useful. This is always a great targeting computer to have a -1 recoil and +2 evasion ignore, which is always really nice. So that's just a solid fire control system to have. Gives you a nice, what would the word be? Flexibility in what you can do with it, because it works on rack builds, it works on autocannon builds, it works on pretty much anything, although it does kind of prefer to be on a build that is going to be utilizing some sort of recoiling weapon. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's also quite helpful in shooting down VTOLs, because it removes 2 of their evasion, which is really good. I mean, VTOLs are not the most, well, actually no, they are the most evasive thing, but -2 +2, I suppose, is not the most amount of evasion ignore you can get, but it is decent. Alright, so that'll be good. How's my tasks? 3 days in the catapult, 2 days on that. Guess we'll flip there. Jar currency. Mackie took 2 days of damage. That's not okay. We should be back online in about 4 days. And the champion's 14 days away. I'm deliberately kind of trying to sync it up so it doesn't spend too much time. First things first, we're going to mech wait, because we're not keeping that Komodo. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. I'm going to build it, of course, but we're not keeping it.
Mech you wanted is back online.
So, and then we'll scrap the flea, and the fire starter, and the urban mech R90. Just a little bit extra cash. Just something to sort of keep us in the nice position. And show me that Komodo. Did we save anything on this? Medium laser. Did we save his XL engine? Did his center stack survive? No, I didn't. That was just bonuses. So we saved Guardian ECM, a whole bunch of heat sinks, and there's nothing special in the fire control system. I'm not going to take the time to remove all this gear or fix anything. We're just going to sell it. Thank you. 500,000 C-bills. I can work with that. See our 3 mechs that I still desperately need to be building, and I'm really delaying on doing. Okay, of course, store first. We need to make sure that we're selling all of those fusion cores that we have, because we have no interest in any of them. We took them purely as a cash grab. And it's a good cash grab, but it was a cash grab. So ballistic weapons, mag shot cannon, ammo gauss, I'm good on that. Mag shot cannon is so tempting. Like, I don't know if it's super useful, but it is tempting. Alright, it looks like we filled up most of this. ATM 9. Oh, it's a pirate one, so I don't really care then. Flares, Jim Jets new, cores. Oh, that's a 400 rated fusion core. I want it so bad. When can I run into a charger? Is this the one? Is this the one? It is. You come with me.
New equipment.
JRXL. No. That fusion core increases your Gauss damage by 10%. That's huge on a Gauss rifle. Like a big Gauss rifle. AC-20s, we're happy with them. The LB-10s, we're happy. Light AC-2s, I have no interest in those. I really don't have any interest in the light rotary 2s, but I keep them for sentimental reasons, I guess. We're never going to use machine guns. Machine gun builds just don't really seem to work in the way that we would want them to. Rack 2s, we'll keep them. Rack 5s, of course, we'll keep them. Rotary clans, I'd love to have another one of these. Or 3 more of these. Risk rotaries are fine. Thumpers are not really the level of artillery that I kind of want to use, but I don't really have many other options. Ultra AC-5s, of course, we sell our ammunition 5, because I'm never going to use it. Because if I'm going to use an AC-5, I'm going to use an Ultra AC-5 or a Rack 5. We're not going to use that level of cannon. A whole bunch of Gauss rifles. Ammunition for the LB-10s, the LB-20s, the LRAC armor-piercing ammo. This is kind of why I keep it. It's -5 damage. Really? Oh, just 2 damage directly to Infernos. Yeah, this is kind of why I keep it. How many shots? 30? Yeah, I need more. I need more of this AP stuff. Because then I could build a really interesting mech with that one. If I could, like, mount 4 Risk Rack 2s or something and just give them all LRAC 2. That would be pretty useful, actually. LRAC 5 double tons. We keep it for random reasons. Rack 2. Rack 2. Double, of course. Rack 5, because we need all of it. I may have gone on a bit of a shopping spree when it came to LRACs. Or when it came to Rack 5 ammo. UAC ammo is all good. Lovely. Lasers. We're going to keep most of these. Flamers, we have 10, but I'm going to keep those just in case I ever build a flamer mech. You never know. 18 medium lasers. I don't quite need that many, but I will still down to 10. Sometimes you need them. You never quite know. And we don't like to sell energy weapons. AoE rockets are not really the thing that we're going to use. I mean, they just seem to be so pathetic, I guess, would be the term to use. Arrow 4s, no ELRMs, no. Probably could keep that. Improved rocket launcher, absolutely get rid of. Telos 5. I know why you keep it, I just don't think I'm ever actually going to use them. LRM 10s, same problem. If I'm going to use a 10, I'm going to use an MML 10. Like this, which is, I have 5 of them. I should really go in and take the opportunity to swap them out. Alright, so just hear me out here. 13 heat on the MML 10, we double that for a risk rack, and it's 43. Going by this scaling, this would be 26. It's not, it's 43. So if we were then at half 43, we'd be looking at 21 and a half. Which this is not. So the MML 10 is much more chill than the MML 20. So the plan will be probably on the catapult is to rip out the 2 MML 20s, put in 4 MML 10s, and that'll give us so much more heat back. Like half our heat, 20 heat we're going to sacrifice off of each one. It's amazing. MRM40 we keep, SRM 6s we keep, Streak LRM 20 clans we keep them because they're clans. Thunderbolt collection that we're slowly building. I have 4 Thunderbolt 20s. I should probably make use of them. But everybody and their cousin has Amos. We also have a ton of Arrow 4 ammunition, like guided arrows, which is really cool. Plus 40 arrow damage. Like the normal arrow is like 60 damage, isn't it? Also an Inferno arrow, which I really think is very cool. Just all kinds of LRM ammo I'll probably never sell. But how much does the arrow deal normally? Yeah, it would do 100 damage if we hit with one of these. It weighs 15 tons, which, you know, is a single ton more than an AC-20, but the range is absurd. So I probably do want to build this into something, but I need to come up with something that has sufficient arm-mounted weapon systems for it, which is going to be great. Laser deals, light tabs, yeah, we're good with all this. I'm keeping all of these. I do need to start putting these on. I have 3 of them. I need to mount them to something. Jimjet Smalls, thank you for all 20 of them, but no, I'm only going to keep 10, just in case. I really don't even need that many. And a whole bunch of those, that's good. Special systems, the 190 rated fusion core, I don't need. I have a roll, 250 or nothing. And engines, Engine XL, thank you. Sell both of them. 650,000, I can make 500,000 C-bills out of that, that's pretty good. Heat sinks, yeah, that's a little much. We'll keep 10. We seem to get a lot of these. Alright, and we're all good with that. Standard fusion engines I don't really need anymore, since the only mech that was primitive that I think we were going to keep was going to be that Mackie, and we didn't keep... Well, and we are now using the Mackie. The Mackie's engine is already upgraded, so we're kind of good on that. Gonna see if I can't just quickly locate the basic and primitive targeting systems without missing them and just sort of flicking on through. There's a primitive right next to a standard. And again, the same reasoning applies. The only mech really was the Mackie, and we got the Mackie, so we're good on that. My pair of hatchets, which I guard jealously. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I have some ideas. I do need to find another couple of lower melee actuators, because 20% melee damage is pretty good. Partial wings, pirate fire control system, sensor recon sentinel, sensor slick suite, spiked fist, spiked helmet, turret mounts, which are pretty cool. I really like the fact that we found these turret mounts. They make me actually pretty happy. Okay, so we're good on that. Yeah, so that'll be a 4 million, and then we're about to lose about 2 million of that. In fact, if I can sell one more thing, what can I sell? Stealth versus Stealth X. I believe Stealth X is terrible. So we'll sell 2 of those, and that'll make sure that I will still have 2 million Zeedles by the end of the month. Is there anything else I can get rid of? Solara spikes are kind of pointless in the world of spiked armor, not gonna lie. Keep, of course, the materials. I get rid of those normal stealth as well, because I have stealth, the Nullsig. There we go. Now we officially have 2 months of payments. I mean, it's due tomorrow, but we have 2 months of payments. Check the normal system stuff before the end of the month just to see if I want to buy any of this junk. It's normally junk anyway. Not always, but normally. Flamers, PPC Donald, no, none of this, certainly not. And no interest, and of course your mechs are a Banshee part, and a Quick Draw part, and a Commando part that is currently utilizing a gear symbol because of reasons. Same thing with the, the Thunderbolt. Right. None of these might have any interest for me. I mean, the Thunderbolt's a cool 65-tonner, but I'm not going to spend that much for it. Alright, we're good with that. So, this is organized. That's set up. End of the month. Here we come. Roll. I don't care, Draconis Combine. Payout is here and done for, so our estimated costs is a lot of cash for many, many things. So we'll wait a couple more days. Wait for stop. Good, lovely. All of our stuff is ready and just in time for this to be all set up, which is lovely. Quick check, of course, of the barracks as we are going to run ourselves on another mission. We're getting a 2-for-1 today, which hasn't been happening in a while. We've been kind of sort of going up to the limit on these. But today we finished early. We even got to go through an entire selling session, so that's great. And go to the command center. Obviously, we got to take a lower level mission. And a 1.3 million C-bill? Yeah, we'll do the 1.077. And the reason why I'm going to do this is just in case we have to run into one special part. Like in case we run into, I don't know, a... Can I just drop with that? I mean, I could. Well, the Ragathar on that would actually be pretty reasonable. Go with the level 1. This is going to cost me 163,000 C-bills. 86. 215. Screamer's so expensive. 214. We could go like that. That would, well, I kind of need the Screamer. Nah, we'll just go for the whole thing. Yeah, just in case. We want to be careful about it. We don't want to place ourselves in a position where we're going to get killed. We don't want to be showy, I suppose. Alright, so a good full effort. Also, this gives my pilots experience, which they need, because the further and further in experience they've managed to get, the more and more close to max 10 pilots I can get, which will allow me to make the most out of my equipment, especially the risk equipment. The risk equipment is very reliant on having really good pilots, so we're kind of hoping to lean on into that. I will probably start to build the Kraken either in the next episode or the one after that. Not 100% sure what I want to do with it, but I am sort of leaning in the direction of that the heavy MRM-60 Gauss rifle for ER medium lasers. The temperature gets a little toasty on that, but if you shut off the ER medium lasers, that gets under control really quick, so it allows you to continue to fire heavy weapons all the time. It is a slow build, which I'm not super happy about, but what else are you going to do with an Atlas? So on the larger maps, that becomes more of a problem. But I don't really think I have an ultra autocannon right now, so I can't really like give that to the Atlas to let him go kick butt with that. So I suppose I'm going to take what I can get at the moment, which I think this will be reasonably decent. And only one ballistic hardpoint means you got to make that ballistic hardpoint sort of matter for something. Anyway, Commander of the Planetary Government is tracking extremely heavy mech with Curie and heraldry. This provocation is almost certainly bait for a trap. We'd like you to break the trap, engage this heavy mech, disrupt the forces, Draconis Combine, sends to defend it, destroy all of them. 1 of 4 priority salvage. 1,077,550 C-bills at 3 skulls. Oh, let's kill. So, it's not a guaranteed heavy, but it's probably not a heavy mech that I care about. But if it does have something really cool and important onto it, then I have the equipment to take care of it. We are looking at a Curitan force and a supporting lance. There's probably a reinforcement lance on the way as well. We should be able to take it. Exact same lance as last time. No need for introductions. Lance gun out of the way, kick some butt, take some names. And I think we can do it quite well, actually. Of course, we brought our capture group, I suppose. I need more mechs for the capture group. I also need time to just lay up the... And it should be... The Catapult 3 is an Omni-Mech, so it shouldn't actually take me that long to sort of rebuild that. So I just need to bite the bullet and get it done. So probably before the next episode, I will sort of rig that up, because that should be ready to go soon. Because it's not all that difficult to do. Again, it's just swapping out 2 MML-20s for 4 MML-10s because the heat savings is 20 heat per missile launcher, which is absurdly high. That'll actually allow me to continue to fight and fire pretty much all the time and also handle way bigger heat loads. So it's just an all-around bonus that I haven't been taking enough advantage of. Oh, hi. You weren't supposed to be here. We have no sensor lock, but you know what? I've got a 71% chance to kill you, so die. Dead. Okay, so we did run into the reinforcement lance. It was basically right on top of us, so a little less than ideal. Looks like we've got a single VTOL so far, but that can change very, very quickly. And we're just gonna rush on. You start moving down around to get off the mountain.
Understood. Moving
The
back.
Rakadar will be able to push on up in here and just unload every single weapon system that we have onto him. Oh, the twin rack 5s. It's such a lovely gun. Wonder if I should do. He only has recoil uppers, so it's not that big of a deal. It kind of demonstrates that with just recoil upper pluses and a decent it's not even a recoil targeting computer, is it? No, it's a fire control system flak. So with only that, we can actually kind of maintain just a pretty decent fire rate on these guns with a good enough pilot. Oh, great, an arrow. Or, yeah, that had to be an arrow. Otherwise, the Thanatos' AMS would have shot at it. So where be that arrow coming from? If I run into another sniper cannon, grabbing another sniper cannon might be a good idea. Okay, rush on in. Hey, it's the reinforcements. It is a VTOL. We got a yellow jacket over here with a rotary AC-5. A Hellhound with random weapons. And are you another yellow jacket? No, you're a Donner with an energy. No target, of course, because the charger wasn't in a position to do anything about it. But I can do something about it over here. Can I get a rear? That'll be a rear angle shot. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Take a peek, say hello. Could kill the yellow jacket, could kill the Hellhound. I think I might try and steal the Hellhound. Oh, didn't quite kill the yellow jacket, unfortunately. Show boot. Yeah, jump on in. Crap, I'm not going to be able to get the angle that I want. She'll have to wait another turn before she actually get the shot. Double tap.
Here we go.
Bazap. Did get a penetrating hit. Doesn't look like we shot it down, but we'll take care of that shortly. Just give me a moment. Hi. I'm not going to fire a silver gas up at you. It's just a little bit too dangerous. I'm going to set this to overload just in case. And eat the quad medium lasers and the missiles. Taken care of. So that's the Rack 5 off the field. It's not a brisk Rack 5, obviously, so not missing a little bit on that one. Catapult is going to struggle a little bit to get a direct line of sight. Is that actually going to be... It is SRM range. Unfortunately, it's not quite in, proper SRM range, which is, of course, Inferno SRM range, which I need to be a little bit closer on. Yeah, just imagine if we didn't have 40 heat off of that. That'd be amazing. 3 ER mediums and 2 unidentified energies and an unidentified thing. We don't know what it is, but we're going to get things started. Doesn't have an AMS, but we've now laid the fire down on around him. And that's important because that'll force him, if he wants to engage us, to have to walk through fire, which will sort of reduce his capability of handling any sort of heat, which is good. We have that under control. We have a good position to work from here. So for once, we are currently kings, although they do still have that Arrow 4 somewhere around here. Where is that Arrow 4 launcher? It bugs me. It terrifies me. The risk that it brings. Can I get a line of sight? No, I can only see him, and I don't want to kill him. I don't actually want to kill you. I want to save you. Let me save you. Give me the opportunity to let you live. Okay, continue to press on forward. Can't get a line of sight, so we'll take it. Hi. Okay, let's be real here, buddy. I'm about to lob a lot of incendiary firepower at you. Spread it as best as you can. Wow. That was lovely. Just absolutely gorgeous. The Hellhound's offline. He's also probably missing most of his armor. Okay. Continue to push. Just sprint at maximum speed. Set yourself up like so. We don't have any... We don't know where the... Show me the energy. Somewhere up there? Right in there? I could just start lobbing random shells, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll finish up with the Mackie. Because as cool as it would be to start, lobbing super heavy... Well, not super heavy, but heavy artillery shells all over the place, I'm not going to quite risk all of that. I think it might be a little bit of a mistake to try. Okay, coming back up to the Curians. Let's see how they wish to respond to the incoming firepower that is about to come their way. I really think that we may want to just sell the Marauder. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Condor, Mark 2B. Incoming missiles. None of them got through. Looks like our AMS is kicking butt. 15 to 15 shot down. That's exactly what I wanted to see. We have no information on what this Condor 2B is equipped with, but we will start to shell him. And here comes the arrow. Missed again. These are direct fire arrows. These are guided. Came from a hunchback? A hunchback with arrows. Huh. I had never considered that, but I suppose it would work. More point defense attempting to deal with the scimitar. And once again, we're just burning through ammunition, but that's perfectly okay. That's why we brought it. Oh, but I wouldn't give her for better laser AMSs. And more just sort of dancing around. Only a single hit managed to actually get through to the charger. That's actually just a really good proof of capability on that. So he is firing arrow for guidance around Hunchback 5A. Unfortunately, and this is my biggest complaint at the moment, it's not clan arrow, which would be better. The Griffin, I'll probably steal that ammunition actually. I mean, I don't see anything else on the field right now that makes me say, oh, I need to have that. All right, charger, rush on forward. Ignore the fire. Oh, you're not even hitting the fire. That's lovely. Not you. Yes, you. In fact. Oh wow, you have a clan large laser. Go for full warlord. See if we can't rip him out of the sky. Double tap, managed to hit him, and he is gone. So that'll actually be a clan ER large laser on the table, which might be worth taking because I kind of might need to rush on in here. You've got a decent line of sight on the target. Take aim, go for his face, and just flush the MML Infernos onto him. Pilots out. And that was 100% of the reinforcements Stalwarts. Oh, they did not survive very long. We didn't anticipate they would, but still. Good hit the Condor. You have an ER large. Accuracy is so terrible. I can fix that to a certain extent. Hi, Mr. Griffin. I have no interest in really saving you. I probably should since you're a fairly advanced Griffin, actually. 48%. Got in close. Oh, we got a penetration.
That hit something.
I really should not be firing at that Griffin because I really should be trying to steal it. It will be a fairly advanced Griffin because it has an ER PPC.
Confirmed.
So I wanted to just be able to do something cool about it.
I asked you for full speed, no target.
Like this is where the ER PPC is. Oh, it's just no. That ER PPC is absolutely in that arm. Don't be stupid. Be clever. Steal all that you can. Now I have to keep in mind that Hunchback is throwing around basically an infinite range AC-20. The Arrow 4 guided does 100 damage, which is AC-20 levels of damage, while at the same time as being incredibly damaging. Or accurate and long-ranged. So unlike an AC-20, which requires you to get on top of the enemy, that's going to not force him to have to sort of play that game. He can get wherever he wants as long as he can see and then just start annihilating things. What do you got? That's the Griffin? No. Oh, there's a Crusader. Okay, the Crusader is much more worth stealing. I now feel bad for not taking the shot. There's a Crusader back there. We're going to grab this one and this one. So these three targets are all dead. The only reason we're keeping him alive is because we want his weapon systems.
What's up, boss?
But everybody else dies. Not quite within range to actually shoot at the Crusader. That's a little disappointing. I'm not going to be shooting at the Crusader anyway. Let's be intelligent about this. Let's not make dumb decisions.
Okay.
Hi. I can just flush all of these missiles at you and you will probably die. I mean, you got 42 health in your front. Go listen, kill.
Targeting for an alpha.
And knocked him. Alright, we have 7 more targets left to go, so this is mostly under control. I need to get a radical double heatsink in this, just so that he has that additional coolant flush ability, which will help out so much on that mech, just in order to sort of keep the temperature under control, because he's going to have to chill for the next 2 rounds, which is not the worst thing in the world. Griffin taking a little bit of hop, shooting the charger, point defense systems, sort of clearing out most of the missiles that actually would have connected onto him, which is good. Very happy about that one. The Hunchback coming in with his guided arrow. Ooh, missing again. If he hits with that, it'll hurt. It'll hit really badly. But it is a nice weapon system to have sort of as a backup. It does have an improved accuracy compared to the normal arrow because it doesn't deal any splash damage at all, which I'm actually okay with. The fact that it's going to hit locations and not actually, splash everybody makes you feel really kind of good about the way in which that works, because that means that ECM actually meant something, which is, not exactly always the case. So there is that. Mockingbird.
Commander?
Der Catapult. Probably not going to have a line of sight on anybody. Yeah, not that I'm looking for anyway. Ooh, unfortunately, I may have started a bit of a fire that I need to be able to pass through. That's less than ideal. Through fire and flame. Just chill. Yeah, in order for us to actually start, stealing these 3 mechs, we're gonna need something a little bit better. A little light fire going all around. We are fine-ish. And okay. Coach Thanatos. You're also gonna just rush through the fire and the flames. And that'll be a better shot. It threatens the Crusader. Not that we're actually going to shoot the Crusader, but it threatens the Crusader. Lay target lock down on the Griffin, just to sort of reduce the amount of evasion that he managed to pick up utilizing his jump shits. And
Let's see what you got.
yeah, we missed, but we still managed to hit him thanks to the splash damage.
Something good.
Death Crusade. Right. You are also suffering from tremendous heat problems and also positioning problems. So we will just sort of run on over here, and this will give you a turn to chill out. Paradox,
Good to go.
rushing in the Charger as well. Charger will actually see a line of sight on the target, which is good. Fire a couple of slugs. Oh, just tore it apart. He didn't stand a chance. I do need to get, you know, a couple of heat control mechs onto the field soon. Because if I don't, well, then I'm not going to be able to take control of those two mechs that I want to steal. We'll warlord it up just to improve the accuracy on the Griffin, and 250s. Good, we managed to hit one, so we're being perfectly statistical today. Get the Rakatar forward, and the Rakatar is actually going to have a line of sight, which is beautiful. He is going to be shooting over the head of friendlies, which is it's terrifying. We're going to warlord it up. 70% is decent enough, and we should be sort of not shooting on the same level. Oh yeah, just completely annihilated him.
One more for the kill board.
Tore him to shreds. Would probably be the best way to describe what we just did to him. Go for the jump. The jump. The jump can take us right on over here. Gives us lots of evasions. Could start shooting at people, but it'd be a bad move. We're just going to keep chilling out and keeping braced. So we're sort of dodge tanking up there. Is there any target left? There should be 5 enemy units left. Don't want to shoot my artillery gun at the 2 targets that I'm trying to steal. That makes it kind of less than ideal. Mineral field in flames. It's kind of amusing the way it wasn't. It was we had to walk through flames and there was a mineral field, but still. All right. So where's the other targets? Unless the enemy units is solely that guy, which would be odd. I mean, I can't put it past it because it's a 70-ton mech or 65-ton mech. Sorry. 2 machine guns, 2 SRM-60s, 2 LRM-15s. Really? That seems interesting enough. He decided to fire his medium laser and said, "Are you out of your ammunition? You might be." No, you're not. You just decided you didn't want to shoot this run. Charge. Yeah, just charge on in there. There is a single forest tile that I can use for a little bit of point defense. Basically, I'm moving the Charger in front of them to say, "Hey, look, scary mech." Ooh. And then they have to react to it. Kerensky stick will actually get lines of sight onto long-range-ish targets. So if I take aim, I switch over to incendiaries. I'm going to lay a sensor lock down just to improve anything that might be lacking. And I'm not even going to try and, you know, defeat any sort of protections you've got. I'm just going to light you on all the fire. 80% accuracy with 40 heavy MRMs. That's 186 heat. And enough to make him purely unsteady. Mockingbird in the Catapult 3. Might actually be able to capitalize on that one. Burno SRMs. Go for the unobstructed shot. And that'll be 57. Shoot his head. Send in the missiles. Okay, another 140 heat and a knockdown. The pilot is not feeling super great today. Pilot? Not yet, but we will be able to take him soon. The Thanatos. Just rush on forward. Again, we're just basically saying, hey look, scary mech, be afraid. Because if I actually fired at these guys, I would kill them, and I don't want to do that. Gausswolf as well, although maybe I should keep the Gausswolf back. It is a bit of an expensive mech design being an Omni-mech, so if it happens to, you know, lose pieces of it, that tends to be extra bad. I was about to say extra crispy. You can rush on forward as well. We have basically everything under control here. It is all up to just our heat control group. And I think actually that, yeah, I think he's actually the only guy left. If I fire in direct fire mode. No, let's not be crazy. Alright, Screamer Lamb. Time to hop to it. Not behind him. Behind him is too dangerous. Because he has basically no armor to his back. And so I want to keep that in mind. Bobble. Hi. No ER mediums. We're just going to get the heat involved. Double hits. Plus 20 heat. That's the start. That's the key. We're just getting things prepped for total torchage. Because he is about to be torched by a lot of things. Missed by 90%. Feeling good about that one. So he's still trying to keep things under control. But we can just steadily burn him to pieces. The mech is on fire! And yes, that's exactly what I wanted. So he's almost cooked. In fact, they're both almost cooked.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Mockingbird. Sprint on in. You do have a line of sight on him. That does make me feel really aggressive. 30%. He's got no armor. That's my major concern. So because he's got no armor, I just want to be very careful about who I shoot at him. Okay, plus more heat. Plus 90.
Good to go.
I'm actually going to have Showboat ignore him for a bit. We'll take care of him later. But I will bounce up right to here.
Taking the high road.
And I'll see if I can't knock you out of the mech with a little bit of extra crispy fire.
Tell me what to shoot.
100 heat, panicking. He's still in the mech though, and that's not what we wanted. If I shoot him with this, it will kill him. 47, aim for the head with the 90%, shut off one of the heavy MRMs. And we're gonna see if 40 can do it. Bail out of the mech, good job. And it was, in fact, that was the entire force, the single 65-ton mech. Charger, again, just be scary. You're really good at that. You're an 80-ton mech charging forward at like 86 or 90 kilometers an hour. You are a monster of death and destruction and just horror. Especially, you know, with twin boomsticks, because now I'm packing not just that, but also a pair of artillery. Well, also a pair of AC-20s, which normally wouldn't be a thing. I'm gonna just sort of spread out a little bit. The Mackie, I wonder if there's incendiary rounds for the Mackie. Or for the sniper cannon. That would be interesting. Other than that, the Inferno seems like it probably is the most, I guess, versatile weapon system. Could shoot at you, could blow you to little tiny pieces. I'm not going to do that. Going to give you an opportunity to make a mistake. You are sort of surrounded by fire unless you continue to retreat. I am going to chase you down, of course, because I brought a catapult and you didn't. So just going to wait for you to make a dumb move, backing up. Gonna fire at the Screamer. Can't blame him, but he missed by 7%. So that's pretty good. And he is still very much on fire. Paradox. Just keep coming up to him. Don't worry about the flames. Hi. Yeah, I can't even read your heat status. I don't have a sufficient amount of temperature control on this guy. I must be very careful. Now that he's actively got his side towards me, that is actually one of the most dangerous moments for us trying to capture him. Because that side angle will just completely rip him apart. Okay, bounce to his front. High, 30% on the heat.
Got it.
Got it with 1. That's 14 more heat. Mockingbird, can you get a line of sight? That'll be the key. You can. Can you provide enough heat to get him on fire? Borrow yourself, you may as well. Inferno's 50. Shut down. Okay. And you're cool and flushing, which is good. So that'll get your heat totally under control. Howl brace.
Confirmed.
Coach brace.
Copy that, Commander.
Jester brace. We're done with all of you.
Orders.
Mackie providing a little bit of line fire, but it was all not necessarily needed too much. Okay, Paradox.
Commander,
Just move slightly out of the way.
on my
Give
way.
people room. Give them room to maneuver and do the things they need to do. Right. So if I got there, that'd be a 99-1 according to this. Target the face and fire. Okay, 41 heat. He did not want to bail from the mech, unfortunately. Thanatos, brace. Mockingbird.
Commander.
Alright, team, time to get Mockingbird onto hopefully front angle. No, it's just going to be side angle, unfortunately. Right, target the head and burst him. 195 heat, he doesn't care. He thinks he has the situation under control, and Death Crusade absolutely not.
Stabilize this.
Oh, can you imagine Death Crusade attempting to do this? He would just annihilate the universe. It'd be amazing.
Holding.
Okay, how you handling, buddy? You're on so much fire. Just give up. Paradox, wait. Howl, wait. Death Crusade, wait.
Venting heat and stabilizing.
Mockingbird is just so over temperature, but she's only got 1 missile launcher this time. Aim for the face again. Structural is not good. That's a knockdown. Come on, pilot, bail out. Your mech is on fire, on its back, in fire. No, he wants to stay. I can't stop him.
Ready for orders.
If he wants to stay in the mech, I can't knock him out of it yet. I have to give it time. Well, I can't believe Showboat. Well, I can't believe Showboat rolled. Showboat is our worst pilot at the moment, which isn't like a disparaging remark on her skills. She literally is our worst pilot just in terms of pure stats.
Firing on target.
Get out of the bloody mech. This is like steely-eyed missile man right here. He thinks he's got it.
Standing by.
Okay.
Ordnance received.
How good is your leg? Your leg has 25 health. Plus, yeah, target the leg. Target the leg furthest away. And just dump fire on him.
Copy that.
Let's see if heat damage matters at all, where the location is. It's an engine heat sink crit, and there goes the pilot. Thank God.
Mission successful.
My biggest concern there was lighting off the ammunition, because if that went off, that was mostly the reason why we were attempting to steal here. We're going to steal the ammunition, because that's guided arrow ammo, and I want it. Because I've only got 2 tons of it, and if I'm going to run a twin arrow 4 mech, I'm going to need more than that. So 862 is not bad. I mean, the drop cost was pretty rough, and there was no bonuses. But the damage was minimal, almost completely zero. In fact, the damage might be completely zero. That would be amazing. The Crusader was really cool. I'd love to get a Crusader. Crusader would actually be the solution to my problem. All the hands-only mech. So I have 2 Arrow 4s already. I don't need more. A lot of ER-equipped weaponry. Streaks, Endo Seal, Endo Clan. Oh, I need more Endo Clan. 300 diffusion core is pretty good. Exchanger clans. I think I have like 2 of these. Oh, I only got the 1. Ooh, gonna have to be careful with that. Ferrofibras has become like the normal that we end up getting these days. And so it's basically, it's upper hardens are cool. Oh, weapon mounts. Who the heck had the weapon mounts? Oh, the guided arrow came a little bit bundled. I'm not interested in fast cam. I don't think fast cam's all that useful. At least not to the player. To the AI, it's great. But to the player, not so much. So yeah, that'll be a +1 evasion. So 1 evasion pip ignored, +1 accuracy when firing arrow 4 missiles, +1 firing indirect fire, so +2 indirect fire. 5 shots, so that'll be an additional 2 tons. That'll give us 4 tons in total, which will be a nice pickup. By the way, what kind of rack were we dealing with? Okay, so it is just a normal industry rack 5, which is too heavy for what it's supposed to be. Watchdog Sweet Clan, nice. That's actually really good. Oh, that's like the Beagle except better. Pretty happy about that one. Jump jets are ignorable, and the case quantity 1 is kind of sad, but yeah, if we could get a Crusader actually with twin arrows in the fist, that would work out pretty decently actually. Trouble is, of course, finding a Crusader. We haven't run into many of them. This is actually the first Crusader I think that we've run into in this particular campaign. We actually had a Crusader in Apollo's Vipers, but it took a pretty nasty hit, lost most of the mech, and we decided that we didn't want to wait 3 months to build it. So we ended up not taking it. But yeah, that would be a pretty solid pickup because it has 2 missile hardpoints in the arms, and I believe the arrow fits in the arms. And if I can put weapon mounts and arrows in the arms, that would be the ideal combination. Because that would allow me to basically do whatever I wanted. Alright, it's a 2,360 for a single day. The Screamer and the Charger took a little bit of damage, but other than that, they're perfectly fine. Oh, that's a problem. Because I have... Well, no, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So, first things first, I just want to test something. I just want to see what would happen if I put an arrow on this. Pull that out. Pull that out just for space concerns. We're not going to keep this, obviously. This is not the intended. So there is enough space, I believe, for a lower arm actuator and a weapon mount. I think. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Confirm that. Oh, we could, of course, mount the twin missiles into the Avatar if we wanted. I don't want to. So you need to be fixed. We have downtime. We have 2 days that we have to wait, and our normal repairs are only going to take a single day. So let's get this done now because this was a huge problem. So rip out the two MML. Do I have enough space for this? Have I tried this before? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So this will improve our heat efficiency massively. We're now sinking 60 for 52. This is amazing for what we've just done. And like now we have even more MML20s. We're starting to rack up a pretty decent number of them, but this will, because it's Omniac single day, 17,000, well worth it. This will give our heat control way more. So this is a very positive change in my book. Can I just get a single ton? What am I not really using? I don't really use the acid. The dead fire is just kind of meh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip that out. I'm going to go into my AMS. And I have an integrated laser AMS. I'll throw that center torso. So this will give us a little bit more protection, which we need on the field. We need more and more AMS on the field. This will give us a lot more heat control. So I think overall this is a good change. Single day, 200,000 Seeples. I think it's well worth the change. So we're going to do that. That'll improve our catapult rather dramatically, I think. Just an all-around massive upgrade. I still need to find enough parts for 2 days. Because I don't want to delay time on this. Maybe I'll build the Axeman. I should have the cash for it. I could build the Atlas. I think I'll build the Kraken in that way. Although, we should probably check the store before we go. Because the store updates constantly, and you want to be on top of what the store is doing. Because if you stay on top of what the store is doing, you can basically just... Well, you can get your hands on some pretty amazing gear that you never knew existed. Oh yeah, we filled this up. There's our Crusader parts. Oh, it's always nice to see, like, your stuff. Some Marauder 2 parts, surprisingly cheap, too. I mean, if there was enough Marauder 2 parts, I would actually think about building it. It costs about $5 million. I'd have to sell something. Defiance Gauss Rifle, don't care. Sawed-off Thumper. This is a thing? Killer deals massive damage. Times 2 critical. -1 accuracy. -2 direct fire accuracy. It weighs 12 tons. Varies between plus and minus 10. Reduced weight and size as well as reduced range and accuracy. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not 2.5 billion Seeples interesting. Large laser flavors, no. Really? I'm gonna buy that. Tandem ammo for MRMs. You throw that in a heavy MRM. You throw that in MRM 40. That's a lot of damage you can do just directly to structure. Advanced AMS is not worth $1 million. It's good. Nothing worth there. And composite, indirect, and a turret mount. Do I just grab another turret mount? Do I just continue to collect turret mounts? Kind of seems like a thing we might want to do. 300,000 Seeples, though, it's not quite worth that. Not as long if I'm sitting at 3 on the same location. Alright, that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. Thank you for joining me in this one. I have been Tarek. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to receive a notification every time I post these videos. Press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and make sure that you join us for our streams on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play Apollo's Vipers, another RogueTech campaign starting in the middle of a clan space where we kick butt, take names, and attempt to survive massive amounts of artillery. And on Fridays, we play MechWarrior 5 with our friends, a 4-player co-op campaign, which we have just been blasting our way through with our assault mechs, which has been proving to be rather entertaining, but other things may end up coming up in the way that we build the lance. We'll have to see. And I will see you all in the next episode.